I made a self-playing guitar. Here is this guitar performing in an army helicopter, getting snowed on in the mountains of Tasmania, rocking out with 15 mermaids, playing a Jewel song with Jewel at a Jeff Bezos private event, jamming the blues with a world-renowned guitarist, serenading horses in New Zealand. I've had various versions over the years, but I've never built one beyond a prototype. That's about to change. Over the next 3 months, I'm going to create a guitarist. It's called the Kuzma Self-Playing Guitar. From channeling my inner guitar hero playing Slow Ride in the 4th grade, to chasing a dream to learn flamenco in Granada, Spain, the guitar has been a passion my whole life. After deciding to study electrical engineering because I thought I couldn't Google it, I intend to develop a device that allows a guitar to play itself. A self-playing guitar. Only knowing how to play the guitar, I asked all the smart people I knew, how would you make a self-playing guitar? With their help, I made this dumpy guitar. It played Smoke on the Water, poorly, on 1 string. The gear grinding was a nice musical feature though. I then scurried my way to 3 strings, equally as terrible. Double that, and I had 6 strings. This took me 2.5 years. After leaving school, I got a job working on self-driving vehicles. They sent me on a dream opportunity to the exact furthest point away from home in the world, to Perth, Australia. Then with 2 years here, my robot found crabs, dogs, didgeridoos, mermaids, and footballs. This artist, this machine right here, this guitar, thank you for supporting this robotic piece of art. Thanks for coming, everyone. Self-playing guitars are complex. Therefore, there's a lot of parts. There are 244 custom 3D printed components. Each has been designed to assist in fretting or picking guitar strings on command. Besides the enormous amount of 3D printed components that took eons to design, let's take a high-level look at what makes a self-playing guitar so complicated. There are 13 custom circuit boards, the most complex of which has 117 individual components. There's a touchscreen, 24 actuators, 6 belt drives, 6 cable drives, 6 picks. Both us humans and robots share this piece. 501 pieces make up the electrical system and wiring. I might as well amplify the music I'm making. Finally, there are 746 screws, nuts, bolts, and more bolts. Oh, there's a guitar too. Almost forgot about that. The guitar choice for the Kuzma Self-Playing Guitar Artist number 1 is a Rain Song Black Ice series. Each one of these guitars are completely unique. It's just how the carbon fiber gets laid out, and it's beautiful. By utilizing carbon fiber, this artist doesn't need to worry about humidity or temperature changes. However, it does need to worry about some above average fret wear. In order to fix this, I called in the big guns at ProFret to swap these nickel and tin frets for some stainless steel ones, and they couldn't be more excited.
Hey Steve, what's your least favorite thing to do on guitars?
Stainless steel frets.
And what are you gonna do on this guitar?
Stainless steel frets.
Cool.
With our guitar gone, let's change gears. I have a friend who reluctantly becomes a hobbit for all of my guitar videos. He told me,
hey, you should try resin printing.
So I ordered a resin printer to make 2 covers for this build. And while that's being shipped, I have time to make the rest of the bones of my new guitar player. So I just got my new printer, and I learned it's too small, by 10 millimeters. So I threw away some money. Now I have 2 resin printers for 2 pieces. so we're going to take a little break from the build today, and we are actually here in downtown Perth busking in public. And right now I'm really just trying to break the machine. This machine right here has about 150 hours to date, and just by going and doing things with it, I'm learning what breaks over time and how to make it better. So usually it's just endlessly playing in my apartment, annoying the neighbors on and on and on as it plays. Today it just happens to be downtown. Let's listen to some music. Cheers. Now that we understand that my guitar player has to practice too, let's start building the picking hand. Can it strum? Can it play fast? But more importantly, can it pick quietly? Shh!
With years listening to these jet engine fueled thunderclaps, I spent a year designing what is now called stealth pick.
Anyway, let's just fast forward to our newest picking hand.
We're gonna take a little break from building. We're on our way to Mike's farm because we're gonna play the Mission Impossible theme in a helicopter. Why am I doing it? Because I said I would, and it's fun.
Alright, as long as you're happy, if it falls out, it's gone. And clear.
So, I got made fun of a lot for wearing this as a kid, so I'm gonna go ahead and wear this. Because now it's cool, because I got a guitar and a helicopter. This is Bald Eagle, calling Din Chicken, we're ready to go. With some airborne espionage shenanigans out of the way, let's build our fretting hand. Bringing in the Dremels, drills, and epoxy. This is by far the most delicate and time-consuming part of the build. This version of the fretting hand took over a year to get it to not sound like a jackhammer crushing concrete while fretting. It took many iterations.
It's fully completed. Do you approve?
Hell yeah.
With quiet fretting achieved, I can proudly debut what I call Ninja Fret. One of the hardest parts was getting that finger-like material just right. Here's some of the materials I tested. In my case, I couldn't buy what I needed in a small quantity, so I bought a whole cow worth of leather. Ignoring a lot of the boring building, the fretting hand is ready to perform its first musical performance. With my rain song guitar still in the shop, I had to improvise. Now that my hands have been assembled, let's get this guitar's brain up and going. The main circuit board, codenamed the Shred Machine, went through 5 different iterations over the years. I guess 6 if you want to count this monstrosity. Guiding our brain, an average song requires thousands of lines of custom instructions. After learning that 10 minutes of music took me 24 actual hours to make, I've automated that whole process now, so this guitar can play literally anything. Hey Kuzma, play Beethoven Symphony No. 5.
Okay.
With my software flashed, we can add 700 watts of power so this brain is ready to acoustically rock and roll. So we're gonna take a break from the build just for a moment here. I film a lot of videos out in the middle of nature. I started doing this because I was stuck in COVID, just arrived to Australia, didn't really know anyone, so I just started taking this guitar all around the country. It's very fun to take it around to various locations and film it with the beautiful backdrops like the one that you see here today.
A lot of people have asked me if the videos that I film with this guitar are green screen. I can assure you with 100% certainty, they are not.
With delivery day fast approaching, it's time to put things into overdrive. First, we need our guitar back. Then we bolt on Ninja Fret, pop on Stealth Pick, endlessly turn more bolts, and run all the rest of our wires. After adding these slick cables, it's time to calibrate, and then calibrate. This always takes a while. With shredding machine now attached and our resin covers in place, it's time for artist number one's musical debut, with a buddy. On to final touches. I assembled the bass for our artist while a top-notch seamstress sews the cover for it. And with this piece of stainless steel, it's officially a Kuzma. With delivery day in 9 days, this guitar player is being decommissioned for a across-the-world trip. Being my first ever delivery, I'm going to do the take apart, ship, and reassemble method I'm just making up as I go.
Probably nothing bad will happen, but I'll film this preemptively in case something bad happens, and then we can talk about what happened that was bad after.
After 7 years of hard work, a Bradley University alumni has created a self-playing guitar, and the first one will go on display tomorrow.
Since this is a major milestone, here are a few numbers worth mentioning to explain how this robotic guitar arrived here today. This guitar was designed with more than 9,400 hours of time. After 7 years of incremental improvements, this guitar was assembled over 2 months in Perth, Australia. It was taken apart, traveled 10,906 miles to be here today in Peoria, Illinois, USA at Eaton Evolve. I would like to express sincere gratitude towards everyone in this room. Although you are all not as psychotic as I am to spend 9,000 hours individually on this passion, I would argue that cumulatively, an equal amount of time has been spent from all of you to enable me to take this silly robot to play automated music with mermaids, hobbits, and millions of red crustaceans. Now I'm going to call some people out in the room. Josh Roman, he inspired me to learn the guitar and basically was always my "is this a stupid idea" check for 7 years straight. The only ever repayment for his generosity has been that this guitar plays Crazy Train one day. And yes, it plays Crazy Train. Dr. Molly saved my bacon on multiple occasions when my microcontroller programming was causing fires in my dorm room. Thank you to Mom and Dad. They got me my first guitar, second guitar, third guitar. They took me to guitar lessons every week for 2 years and told me my guitar playing sounded great, even though it didn't. Then after I started playing decent music, they had to go through that process all over again by listening to the worst versions of this robot over and over and over and over again. Lastly, thank you to Fessel. Thanks for believing in this vision and deciding to place this guitar here at Eaton Evolve. All money earned at this restaurant provides warm meals to the Ronald McDonald House and food shelters in the community. This one guitar will always be the most difficult self-playing guitar to make, and I'm glad it's here where this story started. Let me know the craziest thing you would do with a self-playing guitar. I will likely do it. And thank you for supporting this robotic piece of art. Thanks for coming, everyone. A lot has happened since then. Aforementioned artist number one got temporarily relocated to a museum. Guitar idealists and those fearing AI took their hate to one of my videos, which resulted in 17 million views. Because of this, Amazon called. I made a new one and was honored to perform for a Jeff Bezos private event showcasing technology. When he heard this song, he respectfully said, "You're a madman."
More recently, I just delivered artist number 2 to a mentor near New York.
With artist number 3 already slated for Cyprus and an India adventure already on the books, there's a lot coming. For 7 years, this self-playing guitar has been a reason to learn and have fun. It will always be an ever-changing art, fueled by passion, with an excuse to have the most absurd journey one can imagine. This has been far from a solo adventure, and I've been honored to enjoy it so far. For as long as it stays fun, on to the next adventure.